Z location. Let's move it to right there. Let's go ahead and add a vertical tail now. VT. And so this one we're going to have to rotate it because currently it's projected onto the XY plane. So we need it in the XZ plane. So how we'll do that is come to X form. We're going to rotate it about the X axis. X rotation 90 degrees. Nice. And we're going to deactivate XZ symmetry because we only have one vertical tail. And actually one thing I need to do is just make sure that this lines up there. Something like that. Let's change our horizontal tail. There we go. I just lined it up with the edge of this nose cowling here. So let's go back to our vertical tail. Let's move it back. Looks like it's going to start. Looks like the leading edge sweep is pretty good already. Let's reduce our span a good bit. Nice. Now our chord. That's going to have to get adjusted. And that looks pretty good so far. Yeah, not bad. So now let's go back to our fuselage. Let's make a couple adjustments here. It's actually going to be more like this. Because actually you always want to line it up with the nose. So we're going to have to move the nacelles up. Okay, it looks good. Horizontal tail up. Vertical tail up. We'll change the span a little bit. Cool. Alright, now let's get back to our fuselage. Let's see, let's go back to here, to our fuselage. And now let's go back to actually this section here. We're going to change the height now. So it's an ellipse, so it's kind of like we're going in a circle here, but the goal of this video was just to see the general how-to on how to adjust some of these parameters. So if we went back into edit curve, we could change the height about like that. It's probably a little bit too much. Let's see if we can see it in the background. Okay, that looks good. Notice our nose is getting a little bit too thick. So we can come in here. Actually, we're in the wrong section. We can change this to a spline. Right-left symmetry. Can make adjustments here. Because see how we're trying to make this line and this line coincident with our geometry. So I'm just going up here, seeing what we can do. So we're trying to make it, pretty good. Um, Cool, so we come back in here, edit the curve a little more. Another thing you can do instead of moving all these points up is just uh, moving the whole section up. That's one way you can do it. Um, but yeah, okay, so now we see we need to kind of connect these dots now. So we'll go into skinning, and we can kind of do our best here to, actually that won't do much. Might have to add some curvature. Yeah. So how it works is if you're on one section, this whole left side represents the curvature or angle or slew on the left side of the section, and all this here represents the right side. So we adjusted that, we changed curvature there. See, we're kind of getting closer to that, but it looks like we've messed up the bottom. Looks like this won't be perfectly symmetric, but make that 0 there. But I think we get the idea. We can actually, instead of, like I said, moving the geometry or the cross section of the fuselage of like changing the dimensions of it, you can just move it up like we'll do here. We'll see in the Z, we can literally just move it up like that. It's probably a lot easier to do. This one in the back looks like we need to change the height a good bit and also move it up. Cool. And yeah, this looks pretty decent so far. There might need to adjust the fuselage here because I see it kind of goes up at that sharp angle here. Don't love that. So what we can do is just go back into here. Can actually just move this back down. So yeah, and one thing that might be helpful here would be just to hide everything but the fuselage so we can actually see what's going on. So it looks like we've accidentally followed the contour of the cell there. So in the fuselage, and again, I won't get too nitty gritty on this because I could spend hours doing this. Um, but really what's happening here is on the right side of the section, there's too much of curvature on the bottom. So we'll come here, we'll change this to 0, and let's see what else we can do. What is causing that? There we go. To deactivate the curvature there. Change the angle there. Why is it changing the bottom? Oh, because I have it activated. I was thinking I was in the right the whole time. But see if we can adjust that there. Top. Adjust that there. So yeah, let's adjust the back now. Let's move this up a little bit maybe. So yeah, there's our fuselage. It's definitely not perfect. It's definitely not perfect, but um, I think you get the general idea here. So now we have, a general shape of this guy. Actually doesn't look too bad. The fuselage might be messed up a little bit. If you want to go back to the top model, let's see, top, remember it's always at the bottom, top view, accept, and line this back up. We could go back and do this again. It looks like I might have moved my horizontal tail. There we go. I want to make this a little bit wider now. There we go. It's a little better. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much how to do this. And you can also come in here and change this to help with skidding, because we see this indentation here. Right side, let's see. Let's go here. Yeah, this is what we need to adjust. Make this 0. So that'll help with that. But yeah, I mean, all things considered, not too bad. There might still be some skidding on the bottom side. Here. Oh, I need to make it a little bit longer on the bottom. Yeah. But anyways, you can probably spend hours just tweaking out all this stuff, but you get the general idea. You can basically make any model you want as long as you have these 3-view pictures. Cool, okay, so I guess let's assume that we've tweaked all this and we're happy with it. And we're like, yeah, let's get into FlightStream now. So what we would do is basically make our mesh a lot more finer, because the more fine our mesh is, the better FlightStream can accurately solve all the vorticity and break up the vorticity in each panel, is how I think of it. So general guidelines for the wing is going to be you want 160